Kimberly is teaching an aerobics class or whatever that's called with a bunch of ladies and Billy for some reason. Billy then trips and lands on a tray that causes like a 40-second bit with him rolling around on the thing. You see, Billy's a smart one. So he's naturally clumsy and can't operate in any physical activity unless it involves stealing footage of some Japanese guy in a blue suit. But that's not important right now. What is important is figuring out if Zach and Trini are a thing. Look at them. If that stool wasn't there, he'll be practically hanging off her shoulders. And she seems super into it too. And remember, this is the 90s. So Zach can be near Trini without her bursting into hives because a man is near her or something. This is only episode 5, and Rita is already regressing to the most boomer-like petty person on both Earth and the Moon. Once again spying on these kids, just rumbling under her breath about hating their music. And don't get me wrong, I do too. I mean, you're close enough to the 80s that synth rock and hair metal are still relevant. I want to hear some Winger blasted from the juice bar. On the topic of music, Rita's plan this week is going to involve music in some way. In what way, you might ask? No time. We have some drama over at Earth, and I'm sure it's going to factor heavily into the plot. Kimberly has resumed her class, and while everything seems to be going fine, one of the girls is having a hard time keeping up and smashes into another student and she gets upset with her. And yeah, she has every right to be mad. Bitch is dancing like she's death or something. The clumsy girl gets upset and walks away from the class, and Kimberly stops to go console her. And oh, she is disabled. She has 2 left feet. All joking aside, this is a really sweet scene, and it even ends with everyone's favorite pastime off and on the set, dunking on Billy. Returning to the Moon Palace, and Rita really wants to go forward with this strange make the music monster plan. Even Finster is like, yeah, good random plan there, mistress, but wouldn't you want a monster that's a little less retarded? But she threatens him and he goes on to make it anyway. This scene is also super awkward. There's no music here. Did they forget? What happened here? This episode is really juice bar heavy and it has this strange pacing. It feels more, grounded. We're actually given time with these guys for once, and they're not acting like they're special ultra good guys or anything, they're just hanging out. This was really needed. Same with the scenes at the Moon Palace. We actually get to see Rita come up with the plan and the process of making the monster and stuff. I mean, yeah, these things were in past episodes, but the pacing was so breakneck that you didn't ever get a chance to absorb any of it. So yeah, this week's monster, the gnarly gnome, makes his way down to Earth and immediately hypnotizes a couple of kids to lead the Rangers into a trap. But what's this? That deaf mute girl? Sorry, I'm not even sure if the episode even gave her a name yet. Anyway, she isn't affected by the spell because of her disability, and she follows the gnome to a cave where he plans to keep the other kids. She tries to follow them further, but is blocked by some unassuming ropes. And we all know from High Five, ropes of any kind are like kryptonite to 90s kids. She makes her way back to the juice bar to find some help and tries to communicate to Jason that her friends are in danger. Meanwhile, the gnarly gnome is having an Epstein-esque party of Didi-like proportions when the Rangers arrive on the scene. And they don't fuck around in hostage situations. They roll right in and quite literally blast this guy into oblivion. Luckily for him, Rita makes him grow that revives him somehow, and the Rangers enter their Megazord and switch to battle mode. Turns out the gnarly gnome has some tricks up his sleeve as he plays music that increases his mix-up game tremendously. It doesn't mean much though, since they just whip out the power sword and once again blast this guy back to oblivion. Wrapping up the episode, there's another cute scene at the juice bar, and Melissa, they said her name towards the end of the episode, asks Billy to dance, ending the episode. Wow! Honestly, this episode is a breath of fresh air compared to the questionable crap we've been getting so far. I truly don't have any major complaints with Different Drum. Well, the Rita segments just repeat the same information, but that's about the worst of it. The strange pacing of the episode actually gave everything time to settle in. The Kimberly and Melissa scene was genuinely heartwarming, and the Rangers actually felt like people here and not just the bland good guys we've all come to expect. Melissa's disability coming into play and even helping with saving the day felt very natural and not forced, and that's largely because we got to know her at least a little before the monster appeared to cause havoc. It's also a pretty positive message. The Ranger action in this one was solid, admittedly a little quick, but the scenes they chose fit extremely well with the situation, and it didn't feel like filler or anything. They even used a power blaster and sword pretty much as soon as they had the opportunity. I'm really happy to say that I really enjoyed this one a lot. This is what I'm expecting from a great episode of Might Morphin Power Rangers. 5 out of 5 power coins for this one.
understand what's going on here.